Time is up for sexual predators using the aid sector as a cover for their crimes. That's what British MP Penny Mordaunt has said ahead of the International Safeguarding Summit in London, which will see the launch of a global register of suspected sexual predators working in the sector. Well, let's get some more on this story. Joining me live is Sean O'Neill, chief reporter at The Times in London. And it was Sean who first broke the story about the Oxfam sexual misconduct scandal in Haiti that took place back in 2010. Good morning, Mr. O'Neill. Thank you very much for joining us on the programme this morning. After everything you uncovered in your reporting on this, is today's announcement and those plans, is that enough?
I think it's nothing more than a start point, to be honest, because what we're looking at is a very difficult and complex area. What the British government is doing will require support from aid agencies, full cooperation from aid agencies, but also support and cooperation from governments around the world, from Interpol. You know, it's a hugely complex task they're trying to take on here, and one of the problems they will face will simply be the quality of, for example, criminal record keeping, criminal record data and databases around the world. Those would all have to be knitted together and joined up to make this database in any way functional and efficient.
How much appetite do you think there is across the world in different governments, in different agencies, to do that?
I think the appetite is there. There is definitely a sense that there is a culture change. All the big aid agencies are talking about safeguarding. The UN is talking about safeguarding in a way that we haven't heard before. And the problem now is making sure that that momentum is maintained and you know, just basically kept going for many, many years to come when the media spotlight isn't there. Because we have been at a point like this before. Back in 2000, there was a major report by Save the Children and UNHCR which revealed serious sexual exploitation by aid workers in West Africa. And that was basically suppressed. The findings were used to draw up some very fine policies, but those policies were never really enforced. And the problem now is not so much policy and fine words and understanding what the problem is. The problem is enforcing action against predators and against abusers.
Well, you touched on it there. There has been this sort of a scandal before. The one that you uncovered, this scandal, how has that affected the reputation of NGOs, not just Oxfam, but other NGOs as well?
I think it's had a massive impact. I think beyond anything we imagined at the times when we wrote the story. It really has reverberated, and it's fed into an area of, if you like, kind of a public suspicion about large institutions generally. And we've seen Oxfam has lost a lot of money from the British government, but its donations have gone down. Save the Children has had similar impact because it's had scandals of sexual harassment within its workplace. And we've had the Charity Commission in Britain telling charity sector recently that it really must get its house in order, that it must rebuild public trust, or its very existence is in danger.